they know and then displaying it in some sort of presentation. So in first grade, this is a lot of what we do, drill and practice, but we are moving on. So this is Kidspiration, and Kidspiration is great for first graders in creating. So we decided as a first grade team that I would just share a couple of ways that we are helping the kids display their knowledge rather than just drill and practice. Matthew is huge for that, and I feel like I'm showing you things that you already know, but at least you'll at least be able to see what we're doing in first grade. These just seem so elementary to me. But, all right, for example, we've been learning about symmetry. So rather than just teaching about the line of symmetry, we were telling kids they could actually bring in a line and make it go up and down because that's the easiest for them. And whatever they would do on one side of the line of symmetry, they would have to create it on the other side. And the kids were just having a riot, creating their whole pictures with symmetry. And so they would do it here. And this was a little tricky because they had to learn that, oh, this isn't really right. So they learned this whole rotating button and sliding. It was really a riot. And I think as they were creating their own work, now they understood symmetry in a whole new way than just a practice page. They were actually, which I think is awesome, that little first graders can be doing stuff like this. And the tools are so easy to work with and right at their fingertips. So I love that. All right, let me show you another idea of how we're using it in first grade. Matthew again. With base 10 blocks, we were learning about numbers up to 110. And so on the board, I said, all right, I want you to show me these numbers. So I wrote like 9 different numbers on the board just so that they would be busy the whole time. So my screen looked kind of like this, 42, maybe 56, maybe just 9. Anyhow, I had a whole list, and then what they had to do is create some way to show me these numbers. So they took circles, a lot of them did, and they certainly didn't like that cream. So they made them different colors, and then they would have to write the number someplace, so 42. So when I would come and check, I could easily see what number they were working with. And then they would bring in and actually show me 42. And of course, these would never all be blue because they were creating. So they would change all the colors. But it was neat for them to be taking, I mean, this lesson on place value and actually looking at what the numbers look like was huge. And how easy I could go around and say to my kids that were ahead of the curve, say, all right, now you show me 42, but actually for you, I want you to show me 10 more of each of these numbers. So instead of showing me the number 9, they would have to show me 19. And sometimes I would say, all right, also display 10 less. So it was easy for them to, like, you could differentiate the click of a mouse, really, and yet they had a product that they created, and they took what they knew and then showed me in such a creative, fun way. Those are 2 examples of how we're using technology in first grade just beyond drill and practice.